Does flipping really have a place in this marketplace?
Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Okay, so this week I want to talk about the process of flipping properties. I've been doing this for years now, and the flipping term is a slang term. It's actually, most of us call it rehabbing and reselling. But I got questioned over the weekend asking me if there's a place, or am I just trying to capitalize on a depressed market? Now, flipping was big back in the boom. Flipping, I've continued to flip in the bust, and I continue to flip now. We've got 3 or 4 projects we're working on right now. But, sorry, I need to catch a little bit of water there. But what's the purpose behind it? So, I can always explain that to people, but I actually saw from the conference this past weekend at the Florida Association of Realtors, there were some statistics that backed up exactly why I do what I do there. One of them is, I want to talk about Florida as a state. We have outtrended and outperformed the U.S. in real estate. So this is actually a really good market to be in. We've created a lot of jobs in this state. Mortgage rate still in the 4s is fantastic. But there's a little bit of a downfall with us out-trending everybody. And that's not, this is the entire state. We are still, even in 2016, December 2016, they were showing a housing inventory of 3.9 months. So that means if new listings don't come on the market, in basically 4 months, we'll be out of houses. There'll be nothing on the market. So a normal supply, just so you have a good baseline, a normal supply is 6 months. So we are really, the pendulum has really swung to almost looking like a seller's market. What does that have to do with me flipping? Well, here's the problem. There is a shortage of housing that builders are building under the 200,000 because of the land use regulations that are on the parts of the state. Because cost of acquisition is just higher, because cost to build is just higher. The builders are really focusing on 200,000 and over because that's their break even or make money model. That's the model that they need in order to make money to build the house. So under that 200,000 mark, we're not seeing as much. Now, up here in the Panhandle, do we have some builders that are building that? Absolutely, sure. You can find those properties. Do they get sold out fairly quickly? Yeah, they do. So there's a lot of properties that people can afford, brand new buyers coming into the marketplace, or just like I was at one time, people who lost their home in the crash, had a foreclosure, had a bankruptcy. They're now coming back out. Things have gotten back better. They've gotten back on their feet. That was the purpose of the foreclosure or the bankruptcy. That was what we tried to do, was get back on our feet. So now we got our feet back under us. We're back up. We're ready to re-enter the market, but we don't want the $250,000, $280,000, $350,000, $700,000 property. Now, not to say there's not a big marketplace for those type properties. There is. But there is a shortage of properties between about 100 and 200,000 that are move-in ready. That brings me back to why I do what I do. One of the reasons that I rehab and resell, or, let me throw my air quotes up here, flip houses, is because I want to create an inventory, even if it's so small. I'm no builder by any means. We'll do 2 or 3 projects about every 6 weeks. We try and do about 20 to 25 projects in a year. But I try and create an inventory of a move-in ready property at 150,000 or 140,000 or 170,000. So that we can address, even in my small portion, the shortage of properties that are move-in ready at that price point. And can you imagine the shortage of properties that are move-in ready under 100,000? And I know some guys that are flipping here in town That's their business model, is they want to be under $100,000 after repairs. So they want to be able to offer the property under $100,000 so that can help with the shortage of those exact type properties. So I've heard some, I don't know how you would say it. I've heard some down or some negativity, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, towards flipping, that, hey, you bought this property and you don't want to, you're just trying to take advantage of the prices increasing and make a buck. Let me explain to you, like one of the properties I have right now. I paid $75,000 for the property. I've put my own capital over $55,000 into this property. Now, when you go to look at the property, if you buy that property, there's almost zero maintenance in it, because it's got a new roof, it's got a new air conditioning, it's got a brand new kitchen. The whole kitchen had to be gutted. New cabinets, new countertops, new appliances, new everything, new lightings, new floors, new paint. The outside stucco, it had to be repainted, resealed. Everything was new. Everything in this house. The toilets are new. It's the tub's new. It is practically a brand new house. Is it a brand new house? No. But it's practically a brand new house. And it's on the market at $150,000. Now, I had closing costs when I paid $75,000 for it, and I'll have closing costs when I sell it for $150,000. So am I making this home run amount of profit? No. I'll be lucky to clear about $10,000. But that is the benefit or the profit model that I work off of. And the buyer that's getting that is now getting a property that they will have zero maintenance for quite a while. But if they had bought the property at $75,000, if they had found it at $75,000, they would have had to drop at least $55,000 just to get this property up and operational. And like I said, all that stuff was bad. We had the decking on the roof that was bad. So we don't want to discount all that everybody sees on Zillow is, hey, you paid $75,000. Why are you asking $150,000 for it? Well, I guess you just have no discount to the $55,000 that I put into it. There's nothing wrong with flipping. Flipping solves a problem in today's marketplace. So don't discount a flip and look at, hey, this is them making a profit. If it solves the problem that you're looking for. If somebody has come in and rehab something all the way to the level that you as a buyer are looking for, fantastic. And for the neighborhoods, when people buy a flip, they usually are buying the worst property. So if they're buying the worst property and they're rehabbing it and they're going to sell it a little bit higher value or quite a bit higher value, depending on what they put into it, then that's helping the neighborhood out too. So I don't really see a negative to this. I'm not quite sure why there's a negative connotation. If you have a good, valid reason, please comment below. Send something to me on social media. Let me know what you're thinking. If it's just a personal, I don't like somebody making money, yeah, okay. Don't go to Walmart then. Don't go to Target. Don't go to, because they make money off everything you buy. But if it's a true valid reason, I want to hear it. So anyways, I hope that taught you a little bit, made you think a little bit. We will talk to you next week.